What's up, everybody, and welcome once again to the Endzone, brought to you by Gym Bag Entertainment. It's the show about football by guys that love football. As always, it's your host. I'm Craig, here with my co-host.
Hey, boy, Ace.
And as always, we have a great show for you in store. Ace, you got a shout out?
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to the Lynn English girls Powder Puff team. They beat Glasgow on
Why
Sunday.
you gotta bring stuff up like that?
Well, Saturday it happened. So 7-0, tight game. It was a lot of action, a lot of bodies flying all over the place, but great to see Lynn English back in the winning column.
Okay.
Because Glasgow beat them 4 straight years in Powder
Really?
Puff, and English finally got the victory. So shout out to Lynn English girls Powder Puff team. Good job.
I get it. So, we had to throw them a bone, so we let them win.
Oh, I'm a Bulldog all day. It's not letting nobody win. It's Thanksgiving Day time.
We had to let we classic. We got to give up an L every once in a while.
Well,
I feel you, but I'm looking forward.
It could
to
have got uglier too in that game.
Yeah.
They got lucky. Yeah.
Nah, I always love Powder Puff games. Chance to have fun. I always thought it stunk that they only got to play one game.
It should be like a
5-game season.
Of throughout the high schools, right?
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
Just a couple maybe a little tournament style.
Yeah, a little
or something.
tournament style. See
That'd
who wins
be dope.
it at the end.
But we don't get that, so because I think it would be nice. You do all 4 high schools, and then you bring in Nahant, Swampscott, Marblehead. Like those neighboring schools, and then boom. That'd
Let
be
the
dope.
city beat up on them kids.
Yeah, that would be fun. All right, on to the injury report. Darwin James is set to make his return against Denver. This is a guy that's surely been missed for the Chargers on defense, so that's a good guy to get back. George Kittle makes his return. Homeboy playing on a broken ankle and scores a 67-yard touchdown. This boy is amazing.
He's amazing. He's raw talent.
Like, people will argue this, but between him and Travis Kelce, but I think he's the best tight end in the NFL right now.
No.
No? Who's better?
I gotta go with Kelce.
See?
Because I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah. Is Travis Kelce playing on a broken ankle, scoring a 67-yard touchdown?
But we saw Kelce do it day in and day out for it.
I mean, he does.
He does it day in and day out.
He does.
For his whole
He's
career.
nasty.
You never saw a decline in his career yet.
This is true.
But when it comes to route running, Kelce's a way better route runner and run himself a lot open more than Kittle does. Yeah.
Okay.
But Kittle's good. I'm not taking nothing away from him.
They're definitely
good.
1 and 2.
But Kelce's been doing it like you was comparing him with Gronk.
Yeah,
like when Gronk was going at. So it was like, just because this new guy comes in and showing little flashes, now we need
couple years of consistency.
Consistency for you. Yeah.
All right, I feel you.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals go ahead and bench Finley and bring Andy Dalton back. And you know what? I got to say, you got to go with the least worst. They both terrible, and Andy Dalton is definitely looking like the least worst. They should have won that game. Yeah, there's no reason why they should have lost that game. That they were given the final drive to bring the ball down the field, and he robbed them of that. So, congratulations, Andy Dalton. You're the least worst quarterback in Cincinnati.
You got your job back.
Yes. The center for the Baltimore Ravens, Matt Skura, is putting on season-ending injury reserve with a knee injury. He's going to need surgery. I don't know how big of a blow that is, but losing your center cannot be good news.
Well, it's always considered to be a big blow. Because when it comes to cadence, like your snap counts and stuff like that, how the ball's being snapped, how you blocking on certain plays, as you noticed when Brady didn't have his center,
Andrew,
he struggled a little bit.
Yep.
Not too much, but you struggle a little bit with miscues. Yeah. So it's time they can fill that position, but when he's like. Your center is the quarterback of your offense minus the quarterback.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Yeah,
So we'll see what happens with that. Mohamed Sanu missed this past game against Dallas. He's got the same injuries that Josh Gordon had, both knees, a little banged up. So we're hoping to get him back to face Houston, but we'll see what goes on there. Cameron Wake has been put on season-ending injured reserve for the Miami Dolphins. Marlon Mack is expected to miss another week with this broken hand problem. Gunther Renfro is going to be out for a few weeks. He's got a rib injury and a punctured lung, so that's really tough. He's been their up-and-coming rookie wide receiver. He's been looking really good as a spotlight, and sucks that he's losing it, that he has to step back. Especially when Oakland's trying to make a run for that wild card. So
just imagine having a broken rib and a punctured lung. It's
like double whammy, yeah. Breathing must suck.
He must be breathing through his nose.
Eric Ebron got some messed up ankles. So he's going to miss at least a few weeks, if not the remainder of the season.
How you get 2 flat tires?
I have no idea. That's a terrible situation to be involved in. I'm glad I'm not Ebron. He's going to miss some time, which promotes Jack Doyle up to starting tight end, and so that will look good for him.
You like Doyle, though?
I love Doyle.
Yeah.
I think he's an excellent tight end. I don't think he's a top 10 guy, but I think he is a guy that
can get the job done.
Yeah, he can get the job done. He's not going to let you down. And I think, to be honest with you, I think he has better hands than Ebron.
Okay.
I think his hands are more sure.
Yeah, because Ebron, he's on one of my fantasy teams. He haven't really did much.
No.
There's a couple games he had a couple flashes of doing well.
Yeah.
Average stats.
He spends most of his weeks in single digits.
Yeah.
Because he does not have sure hands.
Yeah.
He's big body wide receiver, and when he does make plays, they're big, but it's too few and far between. Mason Rudolph loses his job. Yeah, man. Oh boy. To me, that's karma right there. You know, you get that $250,000 fine for a fight that you were clearly involved in, and now you get the bench. So to me, that was hilarious. I'm loving it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you think it's because of him supposedly saying the word?
Yeah, I don't think that it's because of that. I think that
Coach Tom said, "Come here, baby. Sit right here next to me.
Come sit next to Daddy. I need to tell you something. I heard about what you said. I know you said it.
So you gonna park right here.
Yeah, you're gonna sit right on the bench. You're gonna watch the game from here. No, I think he sucks.
Yeah,
I think he sucks, and I think it's kind of the thing you say all the time. When he came in, nobody had any film on him. But he was easier to figure out than Baker Mayfield was.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, his job was easy to take. Hodge is going to come in, and they're going to run the ball more often, and they're going to they're going to take this L against Cleveland, and then they're going to figure out what they're going to do next year. But yeah, he's gone. He'll never start again. So we'll see what happens there. Jordan Matthews gets released from Philly. I don't know what happened to Jordan Matthews. I always looked at Jordan Matthews as like a poor man's Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah. And after he left Philly the first time, he got signed by the Patriots, got cut by the Patriots, got signed by Philly, got cut by Philly. He's been played for Buffalo, cut by Buffalo. He just can't make it work anymore. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe injuries have made it so that he's not NFL caliber anymore. But he is no longer.
Could be the last we heard from him.
Yeah, probably. I don't think teams are gonna. He might get signed to a practice squad maybe, but I don't see him doing too much.
Yeah,
it's not worth it.
Tough.
All right, though that's our injury report for the week. On to AC for the recap.
All right, the recap of the week. On Thursday night's game, you had the Houston Texans 20, the Colts 17. My MVP right there is D-Hop. 6 receptions, 94 yards, 2 TDs. Gave the ball to his mom. Shout out to you. My backup is a guy who Craig hates, is Will Fuller. He had 7 receptions, 140 yards, and 0 TDs. But hey, you went off.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Damn
Keep
right.
on opening Craig's eyes. Next up, the Jets 34, Oakland 3. A shutout that nobody's seen coming. My MVP of that will be Sam Darnold. He was 20 of 29, 315 yards, 2 TDs, and 0 INTs. And I also got to give my hats off to the Jets D to hold the Oakland Raiders at 3 points.
And get Derek Carr benched.
Yeah, that was big.
That was big.
The Bears 19, New York Giants 14. I'm going with Robinson. He had 6 receptions, 131 yards, and a touchdown. We already knew that was going to be a low-scoring game, a grind game. At some points, I thought the Giants was going to take control of that game, and they didn't. You saw the real Daniels.
Defense, yeah.
But you saw flashes of how Daniels looked when he's under pressure.
Yeah.
And it wasn't too sweet.
I mean,
but you always got that tough running game to rely on.
He's a young kid. I think he can get it together, but we're hoping to see more from him.
Absolutely. Next up, Seattle 17, the Eagles 9. I'm going with Penny. Penny had 14 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown. This was a fight.
It was.
This game was
Dog
a fight. And this game, like, Eagles lost 2 close ones back-to-back weeks. That's tough.
Yeah.
You got to go home and recoup. Like, that's tough.
They did lose to real good teams, though.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with I'm not saying their losses was terrible. It's just tough.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather get blown out than have 2 tough weeks, you know? Like, that's hard to bounce back from.
That makes sense.
Next up, we have Pittsburgh 16, Cincy 10. I'm going with Snell. Yeah, from Pittsburgh. 21. He had 21 carries, 98 yards, and 0 touchdown. But my co-MVP, because I had to throw him in here, and it wouldn't be right if I left him out. Hodges. We just talked about him.
Yeah.
He just got the start. He's going to have the starting position over Rudolph. When he came in the game, he had a gunsling. He slung the ball, 78 yards to James Washington for a 78-yard touchdown.
Beautiful pass.
And that touchdown kind of like played a big factor in this game. So
it's what led to the victory.
Yeah. So, but he also had, he went 5 for 11, 118 yards and a touchdown. So shout out to you. Next up, Cleveland putting a pounding on Miami. 41-24. But you know what, Craig? I wasn't impressed. But my MVP of that is Jarvis Landry, 10 receptions, 148 yards, 2 TDs. My backup will be Nick Chubb, 21 attempts, 106 yards, and a touchdown.
Wow.
Going back to the reason why I wasn't impressed, where was this at all season, Cleveland? Where was it at all season?
I have no answer for you.
The way Baker was throwing dimes this game, where was this at all season?
The Miami Dolphins.
I understand that, but you didn't show no flashes of none of this that you did in this game all season.
Yeah.
So something got to give here. But we'll talk about it later. But they are on a stretch of playing horrible teams, and they're dancing for a playoff. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You know, we'll talk about it more later. Washington, 19. Detroit, 16.
What?
My MVP of this game is Washington's whole squad. Shout out to the Washington whole squad for your second win of the year.
Yes.
Shout out to y'all.
A hard-fought victory, man.
Hard-fought victory. I can't be mad at it.
Nope, not even the least bit.
Next up, Tampa Bay, 35. Atlanta, 22. I'm going with Godwin. He had 7 receptions, 184 yards, 2 TDs. Atlanta went back to the regular Atlanta team.
And what an amazing catch in the end zone. Taps it from his left into his right. Into the end zone. It was a beautiful, beautiful catch. Godwin is my favorite receiver of the season. What an amazing talent there.
Next up, New Orleans, 34. Carolina, 31. This game was looking like a blowout here. But then Carolina fought back.
Turns it on.
I'm going with Thomas, 10 receptions, 101 yards, a touchdown. And then I'm going to go with Cook, the tight end. He had 6 receptions, 99 yards, and a touchdown. So shout out to him.
This was an awesome game.
It was. It was a shootout.
Yeah.
Shootout. Next up would be Tennessee, 42. Jaguars, 20. Blowout. Derrick Henry, 19 carries, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Good.
That boy good. He real good. And then Brown, 4 receptions, 135 yards, and a touchdown. That boy good. Real good. Patriots, 13. Cowboys, 9. I'm going with Pat special teams, man. That's why I always say you got to win
Special
3 phases.
Teams, get it done.
3 phases of the game: offense, defense, special teams, and hey.
I honestly thought you was going to say Stephon Gilmore. Amari Cooper, 0 catches.
Because you know what? You can blame the weather. You can blame a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Not taking away nothing from Gilmore.
No, I have to say to you. Well, we'll talk about it when we talk about the game.
Not taking nothing away from Gilmore, nothing like that. But the only reason why I say special teams is because sometimes you got to find ways to win the game. And they found that punt block was big, and they found a way to pull out and score touchdowns, score a touchdown after that and hold the lead. So that's why I'm saying special teams. I'm not taking nothing away from Gilmore because he played excellent.
Yeah.
Weather, you can't use weather because in the NFL you play different
prepare for
places,
weather.
different times. You got to prepare for that. So all those excuses is all the way out the window. I just think that special teams play was just a factor of the game. So that's why I went with the Pats special teams as my MVP. Next up, San Fran 37, Green Bay 8. Oh my God, I was so disappointed in this game, but
Wow.
San Fran's defense was the MVP for me.
I feel like San Fran should be the MVP.
Yeah, and Kettle too, 6 receptions, 129 yards, and a touchdown on a broken ankle bone, whatever you want to call it. But what about San Fran's D holding Aaron Rodgers to
80 yards?
80 yards, 8 points.
Oh my God, what a ridiculous game. Like, I thought this was Green Bay's game to win. San Fran proved to me that they are who they say they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
This was one of their, not their toughest, but one of their toughest matchups, and they made it look like the weakest matchup they've had all year long.
And it was
they had a rough out. They had a rougher outing against Washington than they did against Green Bay. What?
different guys play versus different teams.
Who's MVP of the season? Is it Aaron Rodgers? Because I don't think it's Aaron Rodgers anymore. I don't think you could be on that Aaron Rodgers train anymore.
What I tell you, ask me every week it changes.
Every week changes.
Right now it's like Lamar
Jackson.
I don't know, because then you got Big Russ.
Oh, big. See,
So
that's a real fight right there. That's a real fight right there.
This week I'm like Lamar. Russ had Lamar by 5 touchdown passes. Then Lamar comes and throws 5 touchdown passes on a Monday night.
This is a great little duo going on, man. It's great.
I love it.
And then finally,
Baltimore 45, Rams 6. Obviously, the guy we was just talking about, Lamar Jackson, MVP, 15 of 20, 169 yards, 5 touchdowns, 8 carries, 95 yards, 0 touchdowns. But you can't leave out the boy child. He's my co-MVP, boy child. That's his new name,
that's
boy
Melvin
child.
Ingram, huh?
Yeah, boy child.
Yeah.
Boy child had 15 attempts, 111 yards, and a touchdown. Listen, I watched people play running back my whole life.
Yes.
I never, ever saw a hardcore running back like him. And what I mean to tell you about hardcore is how he runs downhill. Nobody's stopping him. He don't have to juke you. He's trying to run through you. Mm-hmm. Guys like me, who's a skill position, I get the ball, I'm trying to juke you. Boom. I'm trying to avoid that hit.
Yeah.
But if I see a hard hit coming, there's ways to, curl your body up and different things like that can help yourself out when you see that hard hit coming.
Yeah.
But someone like Ingram, he don't care if you 350. He don't care if you 180. He trying to drag you.
He's trying to put a hole in your chest, yo.
And it's like, there's a lot of great running backs. Yeah. I can go on and on and on for days about great running backs. But just the way he runs, it's like, come on, bro. Like, it's almost like when he hit you, you don't want to come back and hit him. It's almost like, bro, all right, you got it.
He put the fear
I'm trying to push you out of bounds. I'm not. Me playing DB, safety, or cornerback, and me and him coming straight on.
Danger.
You win, buddy.
Man. I've loved Mark Ingram for a long time now. Since he was on the Saints sharing touches with Alvin Kamara, I said that he deserved his own starting position. And I said when he went to Baltimore that it was going to be a real problem with that backfield with him and Lamar Jackson. And I'll take the W on that one. I know I was right. I called that. I knew that they were going to be a dangerous combination, and they have proven that all year long. So I told you before the show started that I had a special announcement, and this is the exact moment that the announcement has to happen.
Okay.
This is the exact moment that it has to happen. So my love will never change. My loyalty will never, ever change. But I have some words I need to say, and I need to say them right now, and that is, I don't know that there is a team that can beat the Baltimore Ravens.
What?
I don't know that there is a team that can beat
Should I record
We're recording it right now. We're recording it right now.
I might need it in my phone and just keep sending it to you.
Keep sending it to me over and over again. We're going to make a meme of this.
Yes.
But let's be clear. I do believe that the AFC Championship game is going to be Baltimore versus the Patriots. And
Maybe.
my heart, no, I don't, maybe all you want is Baltimore and it's New England. And then what happens in my heart is that the Patriots figure it out and they win that game. But the football fan in me says, damn, Baltimore might just put it on New England in a way New England has never had it put on them before. Because here's the thing. We've now played against them, so we know what they're capable of. Mm-hmm. But they've played against us, and they know what we're capable of. Lamar Jackson made a deal with the devil to make him incredible. And to make his team incredible, they have so much star quality on that team, and the way that they handled Green Bay makes me nervous.
But here's what people are missing.
Yep.
If you go back, and this is something that's like, people always want to jump the gun on things.
Okay.
If you go back to Lamar Jackson when he was playing at the University of Louisville, you saw flashes of what he's doing now.
Correct.
At the University of Louisville. People judged him off of one bad playoff game. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like
I do.
Off of one bad playoff game, you judge this man. And now everywhere you go today, and every media outlet, everybody's apologizing to this man for judging him off of one game.
Correct.
And this is why NFL is about longevity. This is why the NFL is a every Sunday affair. This is why when we're talking, I can say to you, Craig, this week I like this person, but next week it's going to change. Uh-huh. There's no bias in the NFL because things change all the time.
Correct.
So for all the doubters who doubted that man over one playoff game loss, shame on you.
But and they do say, it's a terrible thing that is true, but it takes a lifetime to build a reputation. Yeah. And it takes one thing to take it all away.
Yes.
And unfortunately that's what happened to Lamar Jackson. But I think had he won that game, he might have been the number 1 overall draft pick. He might have been the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals. Not the Arizona Cardinals, of Cleveland.
At that time it was Baker, so Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. Yeah. He should have been. Based on what I'm seeing, he should have. Imagine if it was him and Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry and Nick Chubb. Like, you might be seeing a whole different game.
I would say this. For him, for Lamar Jackson, the biggest thing for him was in college, he was so elusive and so fast that he was 3 steps ahead of everybody else, mostly, unless he was playing versus a team like a Clemson,
who
had athletes just as good as him, that could control him, contain him. But his first season in the league, he was getting to know that game speed. Now he got that speed. He has that. He has that it factor.
Yep.
I think the speed was a little bit off because he's so used to being 3 speeds ahead of everybody else. Now you get to the NFL, it's like, everybody's the same speed as me. What?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't make this move out the pocket like I'm getting sacked? What? I can't throw the ball away on the run because this dude's still hitting me and it hurts? What? You get what I'm saying? Like, then you stop making little adjustments and adjust because you don't want to take that same hit. You want to protect yourself more. You want to make a better pass. Like, and the thing that I love about Baltimore, what people are missing about the bigger picture is they just simplified their offense for him. They just made offense easier for him. Like you said, a great running back, great receivers, not top-notch receivers, but
tight end.
Receivers that get the job done.
Yep.
A great tight end, and a up-and-coming great quarterback. And it's like
and a defense that can
everything
back it
is.
all
But
up.
if you notice, how long the ball's in his hand? 2 seconds, maybe 3 when he's throwing.
Yeah.
They don't have him holding that ball.
Nope.
Everything's quick.
No,
quick.
he's a true passer, but then if all else fails, he's an incredible runner. And after watching that Green Bay game, after watching that the Rams game, and to see how they completely annihilated that team, I was just like, man, this is a scary team. And then now they got to face the 49ers. So, arguably 2 of the top 3 teams in the NFL are about to collide. And in my head, I'm like, are we watching a preview of the Super Bowl right now? Is this week going to be a preview of the Super Bowl?
I'm a big fan of you can't automatically
assume
that these guys are making it.
Yeah,
because
anything can happen.
a lot of them haven't been there before.
That's true.
Big Russ,
Yeah.
been there before.
Yeah.
Big Tom Brady, been there before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like those type of things scare me off.
Technically, Lamar has been to the playoffs. He's seen the promised land.
I'm not talking about playoffs. I'm talking bigger picture, Super Bowl type.
This is true.
When you're playing, you might have to go up to a cold New England type, or you might have to go somewhere else where the air could be a little bit thinner than normal. You get what I'm saying?
No matter what happens, unless the Patriots lose some games, like Patriots got that home field advantage, so that could be that can make things tougher. But
and we know Baltimore's cold and everything like that. But could you play in that New England cold? That New England cold is different from that Baltimore cold. You know, like different stadiums and different things. So it's like you got to incorporate all these things before I sit here and pull the gun and say, hey, yeah, I like this person in this player. Like, there's still a long season. There's still teams still fighting. There's teams coming back from the dead.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot going right now in the NFL. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, Baltimore can go on a losing streak. So can San Fran.
So can New England.
Yeah,
don't leave them guys out.
We ain't saying that. We ain't saying that.
You gotta say it.
But all right, let's talk about some games. Let's talk about this Patriots-Cowboys game. And my first thing about this game that I have to say is that I think we got robbed of of what could have been one of the best games of the season due to the weather. Had it been a fair weather game, I think we would have saw a lot better from both teams, not just from the Patriots, not just from Dallas, but I think we could have got a way better game. I'm not saying it would have been extremely high scoring or whatever, but I think it would have been a more exciting game to watch. This game was a little lackluster because of the weather.
I beg to differ.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love to see what teams could do in the weather.
Oh, yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And it's impressive, one, to see New England play back-to-back weeks and win.
Yeah.
Compared to Philly playing back-to-back tight weeks and losing.
Yep.
That was impressive.
And back-to-back big wins over good teams too.
And it was impressive, to see that New England defense and shut down Cooper. But football's a game of inches, and it came down to one play.
Yeah.
When he dived, I forget his name. Can't think of it right now, but when he dived and the ball hit the ground.
Amari Cooper.
Cooper in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
If he caught that, that could have been a little change.
It could have turned the tide.
Another play call, I don't use excuses, but another play call that was BS was that tripping call.
He lifted his leg. I thought it was BS too, but they said he lit.
You called them twice on it. Maybe one of them, yes, but that second one.
I only saw the
two.
one.
There was two.
Oh.
That second one, Fat Boy barely can lift up his leg that high, so how you calling tripping on him? I can see if it's blatantly like you're sticking your leg out, tripping, but if you they teach, if you're an offensive lineman, they teach you kick out, like you kicking out, you get what I'm saying? You got to kick your legs out in order to make that block. So that's what it looked like he was doing to me. It didn't look like he was trying to trip him purposely for making the tackle.
But sometimes, even if you weren't doing something intentionally, if you do it, it's still a penalty.
Absolutely.
And they were saying the lifting of the leg and because the one I saw was Hightower. When Hightower tripped over his leg, he lifted his leg up. He may have not have lifted it to trip, but him lifting his leg up and Hightower actually tripping over it makes it a tripping call. So to me, fair is fair.
Yeah.
If it got called against the Patriots, everybody would be like, "Oh, it was a trip though. It doesn't matter if it wasn't on purpose."
You know me, I keep it real. So
I feel you.
It wouldn't have bothered me who it was.
All right, but I love this game. Stephon Gilmore shutting down Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper being one of the best route running wide receivers. That's huge that he was able to keep him from catching a single pass and also getting an incredible interception.
Let's rewind this tape too, because now the light in my head's going. Wasn't you the one that said that Cooper was top 5 receiver in the league before?
I said Cooper is, I think, either top 10. I might have said top 5, but I know I said top 10.
Exclude him out. Take your Sharpie and put a black line.
Why? He went up against the best corner in the league.
I don't care who you are. 0 catches. Exclude him. There's no way you could be an NFL top-notch receiver, top 10 in Craig's words. You're a top 10 receiver, And you got 0 catches?
So if this weekend,
Yep.
D-Hop doesn't catch a single pass, he's out of the top 5?
Exclude him, yes.
What? He's your favorite. You said he's number 1.
But I'm excluding him if he plays a whole game and has 0 catches.
Oh.
That's why I like the guy, because he don't drop the ball. So imagine him having 0 catches in a game. You think I'm going to like him? No. Scratch off.
All right. you
better
heard it here.
You better have multiple 100
D-Hop's
games.
name is coming off the list next show.
Yeah.
His name's coming off the list, top 5 receivers, because Gilmore is only getting better.
I bet my life that he would make a catch. Man,
I bet you that D-Hop catches less than 5 passes.
But 5 passes is tough because D-Hop will catch 4 passes for 150 yards and 2-3 touchdowns. That's what he do.
D-Hop, less than 5 catches.
It all depends on his
less than
targets.
80 yards.
Less than 5 catches?
Less than 5 catches. What do they call it? A parlay.
Okay.
Less than 5 catches, less than 80 yards.
I'll go with over 5. What's the game in New England?
Is it in New England? I don't know. I don't know if it's in New England or not. I think it is in New England.
If it's in New England, I gotta go under. If it's in Houston, I'm going
Under
over.
what?
Over 80 yards.
Oh, all right.
But over 5 catches, yes.
Okay. And do we want to put something on the line here?
You can put whatever you want. Buddy don't drop the ball, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, he don't drop it. You know that. You know that.
It's not about
Just
dropping.
like
It's
this.
about being open to catch a pass. Will he be open?
Listen.
Yep. I'm listening. I'm looking to see where we're playing. But I'm listening.
Gilmore's not covering. He's not going to be all up in D-Hop's girl. It's not happening.
Yo.
D-Hop will drop him route running. Did you see it what D-Hop did, right? You see him.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's the best.
You see him end your boy's career, right?
I'm not getting a where this game is at. It just says New England versus.
It's in Houston.
It's in Houston.
Yep.
All right, so you're saying over 80 yards and over 5 catches.
Of course, that's my guy. I can't take nothing away from him. I can't be like, oh yeah, he's only gonna have 20 yards. Like, no, he's gonna have 100 yards for all I care.
Okay, we need to, before this show's over, we need to have some stakes.
Yeah, and then this guy's probably gonna get sacked 8 times anyway. So
yeah, he's gonna get sacked a lot.
There you go. So,
all right, let's move on from this game and let's talk about Baltimore's domination of this Rams team in general.
Man, that joint was embarrassing.
Super embarrassing.
He went downhill.
Jared Goff.
He got money and just was like, whatever, I got my bread, I'm good.
Well, he's got what I like to call lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl syndrome. Every team that loses to the Patriots does this. They just start to decline over and over again. Atlanta went from being Matt Ryan, MVP, Super Bowl contenders. They lose. They don't make the playoffs. This year, it took them, 10 weeks to win a second game?
They shouldn't even been in that Super Bowl with y'all in the first place.
Why? They were the best team in the league. They had Kyle Shanahan.
Bro, that year they pulled it out there right in.
No, they had Kyle Shanahan.
They had nothing building up to it.
What do you mean?
Okay.
What do you mean? Julio, Calvin, Mohamed Sanu, Austin Hooper.
But what was
Matt
those
Ryan.
guys? Was they making it to the playoffs every year?
No.
There you go. That's what, nothing building up to it. So it's like you snuck yourself into the playoffs, into a Super Bowl, and you haven't got back. You just went back to Atlanta 3 years ago. That's all you did.
This is true.
You wasn't winning 3 years ago. You got one lucky year, and you didn't do nothing else.
Yeah.
That's how I look at the Rams.
And
one lucky year, you're going right back to old school Rams. You had everybody hyphy about you, and then you go right back to old school Rams. These teams that do it day in and day out, they don't change. The New Orleans, they don't change. The Patriots, they don't change.
Yeah.
You know, teams like that, they don't change. You got the same identity. It's not changing. And that's when the playoffs come in. Could these young guys like the Baltimores, like the San Frans, beat these guys who don't change? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, could San Fran beat New Orleans? Can they?
I don't even think they play them this year.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
playoff-wise.
Playoffs. Can they beat them?
Can Baltimore travel to New England and beat New England in New England, depending on the weather? These are things that you got to incorporate when you're talking about being a head honcho. Anybody could be a head honcho for a couple weeks, couple months.
This is true. And who is Jalen Ramsey covering? Because I feel like Brown got two touchdowns. He's supposed to be the number one receiver. He got 2 touchdowns. Mark Andrews is their main target. He was catching passes all over the place.
Their defense was missing
In
Look
action.
at
Aaron Donald.
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 No sacks.
Did he even get a tackle yesterday?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
You didn't hear his name once.
They didn't stop no run game.
His stats was 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And if he was a fan of mine, he'll be cut too.
So he went from number 1 to none?
To none. 0, 0, 0, 2. Check his stat.
Oh, man. Yeah,
This was 0 everything.
This was literally like, you picked up the controller on Madden. You put the settings on easy, and then you picked Baltimore versus the Rams.
You know what bothered me the most? I'm going to say what bothered me the most is like, I knew how good Baltimore was.
Mm-hmm.
But to see them play on Monday Night Football and do that to the Rams, they just jumped 4 or 5 notches for me, honestly. Yeah. Yes, we've been talking about them all year. Yes, when I do my recap, Lamar Jackson's always my MVP. Mm-hmm. But I watched them. But last night I got a chance to watch him.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, like.
And you know what? We keep talking about Lamar Jackson, that offense, but that defense shut down.
That defense on field too.
The best offense last year, the most high level offense last year got held to what, 6 points? 6 points. Like, what? This defense played incredible. Marcus Peters gets a little revenge and intercepts.
Pick.
Oh, man, this game.
That defense looking like when they had Ray Lewis out there, boy, I'm trying to tell you.
It's remarkable what they've been able to do. And they let go of some guys. I thought the defense was going to suffer. They let Suggs go. They let Weddle go. They let what's his name go? The dude that plays on the Jets now. The linebacker or safety, whatever he is. Mosley, CJ Mosley.
He's like a hybrid guy. Man.
Yeah, he's like linebacker safety. Yeah. So, they let go of these big name guys, and you think, their defense is going to go right downhill. Nope. Just kept one of the best offenses in the NFL to 6 points. Ridiculous. San Fran handles Green Bay.
This is the same way I felt like the last 2 games that we just talked about. Is you expected to see Green Bay come out. Green Bay, like I've been saying, Aaron Rodgers was on my MVP. Woo!
Yep.
Now what happened? You get beat up. Now what I'm saying? Throw you away. See ya. Bury you 6 feet under. Bye, Aaron.
You done fell off the list.
Next year. Fell off Ace list. It's a tough list. It's easy to get on. You just got to perform to get on. But to get off, it's easy too, because I kick you right off and that's it. But
one bad game and you're done, son.
Yeah, so it's like, I was expecting to see a lot of, I thought it was going to be like firework. I thought the game was going to be like
gunslinging.
40-37 type of game. It'd be close. It'd come down to the wire. Maybe field goals. No.
Nope.
No.
Just a lame game of just getting put over the knee and a quick little spanking.
Now, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So we see, you got to throw being a Pats fan out the window now.
Out the window right now. Doesn't exist.
So you see the teams that the Patriots played.
Yeah.
And how well their defense did.
Yes.
Not taking nothing away from them. You see this San Fran D and see how are they doing.
Yeah.
Deep down inside, honestly, which one is better to you? Because Baltimore's topping right. Baltimore's on both of their toes.
True. So, honest answer.
Yes.
Honest answer is San Fran is scary. Their front four is leaps and bounds better than the Patriots.
Yes.
But where the difference maker is the secondary. I think the Patriots secondary is better than San Fran's.
I wouldn't say, I agree with everything you're saying.
Yep.
But not better, younger. Youth plays a role.
Okay, I'll give you younger.
Yes.
I will give you younger. But then on top
of
which...
Because they do got some lockdown guys that was locked down in their careers.
Yep.
But now they're on the older end of things, and they got to play in the zone, and they can't play man and chase you down like they used to. And
this is true.
They're playing to their style of play.
This is what I'll also say. The Patriots lost to even your number one team in the league.
Yes.
So the only team the Patriots lost to was the best team in the league.
Absolutely.
San Fran lost to a team that is fighting for a playoff spot. 1. 2, they almost lost to a team that's not even 500.
But you can't say almost. We're not talking about how they almost lost these teams. We're saying defense. How good is that San Fran's defense really? and how good is that Patriots defense really? I don't care about the teams. I'm saying defensive-wise, because if I was
Statistically, the
for instance,
Patriots' defense is better.
For me,
but watching the game, San Fran.
Exactly, because that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Statistically, the Patriots' defense is better, but they're playing versus a lot more garbage teams.
Yeah.
San Fran's playing versus teams that they should be having good games with, and they're actually blowing them out, and the defense is actually playing well.
Yeah.
So that's what I was kind of like getting to. But if it was up to me, I was like creating a defense, and I have
to wait till see what San Fran does against Baltimore. If San Fran either one keeps the score low and contains Lamar, and they still lose, I would say
containing him is letting him score 28 points on you.
Yeah,
that's containment.
Yes,
because he's gonna get 21.
Oh yeah,
he's
gonna
get points.
Stop him from scoring.
Yeah,
but if you can keep him, if they can keep him under 25 points, I will say that their defense is better than.
So here's my thing.
Yeah,
if I was to create a defense, I'm taking the front seven of San Fran hands
all day.
Down. But
all first-round draft picks.
But that back four of the Patriots, I got to take that.
All day.
Because after watching both, Patriots is younger. They're flying around.
Yep.
Those guys been together with each other for a while, and they know how to play off each other. With San Fran, they got a couple guys that been there for like a year or two, a couple guys that just got there, so they're kind of still gelling.
Exactly.
But the Patriots got it. They got that brohood. San Fran's building that brohood. You get what I'm saying? That's the only difference.
To be honest with you, I think Stephon Gilmore is just like a reincarnated version of
Sherman.
Richard Sherman.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, because they're both like these highly intelligent backs, but Sherman just lost some of his speed over the years. And Gilmore still has it because he's a young guy, man. That's
what I'm saying. Like that defense is. If you go from defensive line to defensive line to the linebacker to the secondary, like it's almost like pat for pat with them guys. Like
I love both teams. Like I said, and I know you agree that statistically the Patriots are better. But
absolutely.
when you're watching the game, you would believe that San Fran was the better defense.
Absolutely.
So I think that Baltimore is the true test, facing the best team in the NFL and seeing what this San Fran team does compared to what the Patriots did. I'm interested. I can't wait to watch this game.
I think it's going to be a good one.
All right, now we got a much anticipated but not long anticipated rematch between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and it's going to be a whole different game.
Yes.
Got a backup quarterback, backup running backs, backup wide receivers, all playing for Pittsburgh, but a full healthy team minus 2 players from
well, like we was talking about during the recap, Cleveland, they have the easiest schedule going forward, so I think Cleveland's going to beat them by. There's going to be another blowout like this week. Honestly, it should be.
It should be. Pittsburgh should be becoming a team that is the beatable team.
Yeah. And honestly, I like Coach's move. Even though you don't like Coach, I like Coach's move. Benching Rudolph for this game, due to the simple fact is, you don't want those Cleveland guys headhunting him all game.
This is a good point.
You want a quarterback that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's easier to play call because those Cleveland guys will be out there headhunting him in that rematch game. I kind of do like that move of benching him, but who knows?
I gotta say, I would be shocked if he still has his job next year.
Oh no, he's done.
Yeah, Tomlin.
Oh, Tomlin.
Tomlin.
Oh.
I'd be surprised if Tomlin. Oh, Mason Rudolph, he's a backup.
Yeah.
He's a backup quarterback.
You've been cheering for my guy Tomlin, Coach T, to get fired all year.
All year long and the year before it. Tomlin is not a head coach.
But Coach T got to get a job somewhere. Someone's going to hire him.
As an offensive coordinator, maybe defensive coordinator.
I like him better on defense. He gambles too much for offense.
Yeah, I could see him going to a team and becoming a defensive coordinator.
He'd be a great college coach because all his gambles will pay off in college.
Yes, 100%. He could take the John Harbaugh road and go and be an all-star college coach.
He'd be a nasty coach at Michigan.
I like it. I like that.
He'd be nasty
but
at Michigan.
I don't think he's an NFL coach anymore. But I'm excited to see this game. I want to see if they bury the hatchet or if another brawl breaks out.
Yeah. No, hatchet buried.
Hatchet buried?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see what happens. Okay, this is something I've been kind of, it's been in my brain for a while. I've been waiting for a moment to really talk about it, and a situation arose that allowed me to bring this up on the show, and that's the XFL. So what happened is there's a quarterback, Josh Johnson, who is with the with the XFL. Detroit was interested in looking at him. XFL blocks that from happening, preventing players that are assigned to the XFL to sign from to the NFL. So what do we think about that? But what do we also think about the XFL? It's going to be like post Super Bowl winter spring league to give us football pretty much year round.
For the XFL, I think they're a bunch of jabronis. Like my guy The Rock would say back in the day, you jabroni.
You jabronis.
Now, but on a serious note, it's like, remember back in the day they used to have XFL?
Yeah, it was one season.
One season, and then
it was a joke.
They had the things with all the crazy names, the guy, he hate me and all that stuff like that. But it's like, I'm gonna break it down to you so you can get it.
Yeah.
When a kid's growing up, I'm gonna give you two kids growing up.
Mm-hmm.
When a kid's growing up and you're a basketball player, and you get into middle school, once you hit middle school, you start playing AAU, CYO, you play on your school team, you do that type of stuff. Then you get in high school, and say if you're good, you're still gonna play AAU ball, you're still gonna play high school ball, and then colleges is gonna recruit you because a lot of them go to AAU basketball tournaments.
Okay,
You know, because AAU basketball tournaments is basically worldwide. Kids travel every weekend from Lynn to California to Florida to everywhere, all across.
Okay.
And so AAU gives you a chance to meet different kids every weekend, play hoop versus different kids every weekend. College coaches come from everywhere to go watch these AAU kids. You could be at a tournament with, let's say, LeBron's son, and you might have a good game, and they might look at you now because they was there watching LeBron's son, but now you've had a good little couple highlights, so now they're watching you.
Okay.
That type of deal. That's how AAU works. And then your kid goes to college. Boom. Say your kid goes to college, good 4 years in college, boom, tries out for the NBA, doesn't make it. Now the NBA got the D-League. He can go to D-League and play, work his way up and go to the NBA.
Or overseas.
Or overseas, work his way and get to the NBA. There's ways that there's development leads that the NBA has that helps you develop, that they work with in order to get you into the NBA, because that's every person's dream that touches a basketball is to get to the NBA.
Yes.
Same thing with baseball. You got minor league, triple A, double A, single A.
Same thing with hockey. You have
Same
the
thing with
exact
hockey.
thing.
Boom. In football, you have none of that.
None of it.
Nothing. You got no traveling teams. When you're younger,
they do have like the.
When you're younger, you play Pup Warner. After you play Pup Warner, now they have a spring football league.
Yeah.
So now they got a spring football league, and Lynn alone. I'm just talking about Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn has a spring football league, so your kid that's young could play spring.
Yeah.
But do you really want your kid playing for 8-9 months straight?
No.
Well, that's for discussion.
Yeah.
And then your kid goes to high school. So once you go to high school, boom, now you're in high school. High school, you got your high school football games, right? Mm-hmm. After that, you got like nowadays kids playing flag football, so they travel with like teams like Legacy, 7-on-7 teams, like top-notch teams in the state of Massachusetts that you go and you play all around flag, and you get to learn the game, and then you get to travel in different stadiums and stuff like that. That's what you're doing for football, flag. Mm-hmm. It's not tackle, it's flag.
Yeah.
So flag is basically building a quarterback, building chemistry with his wide receivers. Or defensive guys building chemistry, the back seven, the linebackers in the corners and the safeties building that chemistry with each other. Mm-hmm. You're learning that in flag.
Yeah.
But say you go to college, boom. You can go to a Euro League, but the NFL doesn't look at you in a Euro League.
Well, but CFL maybe.
But the CFL so watered down that you have to be a big name player from a big name school.
And usually CFL players don't work out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always tell people the biggest person going when we was growing up was Ricky Williams. Yeah. They had him in the CFL because he couldn't stop smoking weed. But he was getting paid millions in the CFL because he was an NFL guy playing in the CFL, basically going over there to detox.
Gotcha.
That's the only reason why the NFL uses the CFL. Because other than that, they don't use it.
Yeah.
But how are you going to be XFL and you want to start a football league, and you mean to tell me, all right, I'm sitting at home and laying on my couch. Okay, XFL starting up. I got a chance. I'm balling. Boom, boom, boom. Now the Patriots looking at me, and then.
Well, there's a slight hiccup to that too. They are signing 1-year deals, so that way, after 1 year, if they want to go to a different league, they're free to.
So they have to be committed to you for 1 year.
Yes.
But the season doesn't last 1 year. The season lasts 4 or 5 months.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The season, like they're only signed for the season. When the season's over, like they're signed for training camp, and then they're signed for the season.
Think about how many people, right?
Yeah.
You're a player. I'm your agent. You're balling out in the XFL.
Yeah.
I got NFL teams blowing up my line. We're not going to get that NFL money because we're stuck in this contract.
This is
like,
true.
No, you pay. If I'm your agent,
Yeah.
you paid Craig in order to get out the contract he's in now, and you double up that contract. Now we got a deal. See ya.
If that can happen, maybe there'll be ways around it. But as of right now, but you also have to think about it like this: if I'm the XFL, and I got players that are gonna make me pop, and halfway through the season, if he's doing really good, the NFL is gonna come and snag him out. Now my all-star is gone. Why do people want to watch my show? You got to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? And without the XFL, that player isn't getting the recognition from the NFL.
So here's the thing. The NFL is the government, right?
Yeah.
Anything under the government means nothing. So if you're balling and the government's watching and they see you, they're going to come and get you.
Yeah.
So if they come and get you, they come in quadrupling that contract that you already got.
Yeah.
Whoever you got it with.
Maybe that's the XFL's point.
But that's only going to help that.
They want the NFL to come to them and say, hey, we want that player. We'll pay you for his contract.
Think about if the XFL gets 5 players in the league, right?
Yeah.
That's going to make people want to try out for the XFL because they feel like they got dream. Like if you had an NFL dream, that's giving you a chance. Only thing you need to see 2 or 3 people make it to the NFL from the XFL to make you feel like you have a chance to make it there.
Hey.
And it's all about believing. So once you stop believing you have a chance to make it to the NFL through the XFL, your publicity is going up. It's going to go crazy. Only thing you could do is work with the NFL because NFL is they got too much money. They can shut you down. So therefore, work with them. Be a development league. And make it all work at the end of the day so everybody eats. That's what it's about.
It might end up being that. I know they did say they don't want to be the minor league. Do you know how much time we have? Because I didn't look.
No, I'm probably like 10.
All right. I thought he came over and gave us a shout. All right, cool. So we're just going to keep on moving. But I personally, I'm loving the XFL. I feel like there's too much of a layover of no football. So even if because it's going to be an 8, I want to just give out some details.
But you want that, but I get what you mean. You don't want no layovers. But you want it to be equivalent to the NFL as much as possible too, though.
As much as possible, but
you don't want to watch backyard football.
I think that as long as good plays happen, like I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna watch it, and if it sucks, then all right, well, that experiment's over. But if they can get enough equivalent talent to make it look fun, you know what I'm saying? Like if you can make there's the UFC and then there's Bellator. Bellator can have fights that are exciting, but they're never going to be as good as the UFC. But if there's no UFC on, you might watch a Bellator fight.
Gotcha.
Bare knuckle boxing. It's never going to be as good as UFC, but you can watch 2 dudes get their faces bashed.
But those guys get recruited by the UFC, right?
No, those guys are guys that no longer are good enough to fight in the UFC, and now they fight in Bellator. Now they fight in bare knuckle.
But some of those guys was already fighting in the UFC?
They fought in the UFC at one point,
okay,
and now they fight for Bellator.
That's my point. You get what I'm saying?
And so there will be some of that. There'll be some guys who no longer can cut it in the NFL, so they'll play for the XFL. There'll be guys who aren't going to get drafted in the NFL, so they'll get drafted. They're not going to do a draft. They'll go
ball
to XFL,
out, let the NFL see you, and then
for a season. They'll play a whole season.
That's why it should be. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It should be like that.
But
it shouldn't be like you stuck. It should be it's a development. If you want to use it as a development league. I do agree that they should be stuck for at least one season. This place is giving you an opportunity to ball out and show the NFL you're worth playing. The least you can do is give them a whole season. Nah, it's a business. Life is a business.
True. Like, I can't disagree with either side of the fence. But let's go over what this is going to be. It's going to be 8 teams. It's going to be a 10 game season with I think a 2-week postseason.
Okay.
Players get 1-year deals. Each team has a $4 million salary cap. Players get $2,725 per week, with $1,040 guaranteed. And then this is interesting. Each player gets a $2,220 victory bonus. So if your team wins, you get $2,200 for the victory. Quarterbacks get $495,000 annually. So they get, basically $500,000 for the year. Each team is allowed to have 52 players, with 46 of them active each week. So it's interesting.
So doing the math, you got $4 million, 52 players, right?
52 players, yeah.
So
Most of them getting around just under $3,000 a week.
okay.
That's,
So that's looking like each player could potentially make about.
if you win, I mean,
I'm just saying, if you're an average power player, you're gonna make about 25, 30. Yeah.
no, wait. Well, yeah. You're gonna 10 weeks. You could potentially make $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
At the highest.
If you win, if you get with those bonuses too.
And then also they also get like $1,000 and change a week during for training camp. And then if your team doesn't make the playoffs, you get another $1,000 plus a week for the 2 weeks that the playoffs go.
And the only reason why I wanted to point out that number, because math started going in my head.
Yeah.
How much does the average guy on the practice squad makes in the NFL?
I don't even know.
More than that. I think it's six figures. Yeah.
6 figures?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think the minimum like 300,000 or something like that.
Something like that. Something crazy like that. Yeah. So it's like if I have a chance to make it,
to quadruple your money. 6
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
How am I supposed to walk away from that?
I feel you. But there's also that thing that you wouldn't have had the opportunity without this.
Absolutely.
So it go like you can argue half a dozen, 6 on one side, half a dozen on the other. But I like I just like the idea that there's a potential that we could have like low caliber football during the spring. So like, you're not going to be like, damn, I'm watching every game, but you might be like, you know what? I like this team because I know this player. I want to see how he does. I'm going to throw the game on, and then it gives you maybe a minor football fix, for 10 weeks out of the year, and that's giving you now you're looking at 30 weeks of football instead of the 20 that we get now. 20, 30 weeks of football we get now. I mean 20 to 25 weeks. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm hoping that it can turn into a really good minor league football that is on television and we get to have fun watching. What do we got next? So there's no bye weeks. And, XFL obviously still owned by Vince McMahon. Yep. And I just wanted to put that, say that last bit. And it will be a spring league. So there's no more bye weeks, but teams are fighting for the wild card. Teams that are in the hunt, you got Buffalo. Technically, you got Pittsburgh, Indianapolis, Houston, and Tennessee. Like that whole division is fighting. Oakland, Philly, Minnesota, Seattle, Carolina. All these teams fighting for that wild card spot, and only 4 teams get it.
I love it.
Yeah? If you had to pick 4 teams to win the wild card, I'll let you look at the paper. If you had to pick 4 teams, what would you pick?
4 teams in there?
Yep. First pick.
First pick, judging off all those teams and their records, I got to go with Minnesota. I got to go Seattle.
Absolutely.
Got to go Buffalo.
Yep.
Got to go Indy.
That's 4.
I'll be those. Oh, actually, no.
Okay.
And my last one, it will be, because it's 4 that I got to pick,
4,
right?
yeah.
I'll pick, I can't leave out Houston.
Boom. Yeah. So then we agree 100%. When you said Indy, I was surprised you didn't say Houston.
Yeah, I was like, because I thought I had two more picks.
Yeah, no. It's because only 4 teams go to the
wild card.
Is it 4? Yeah, 2 and 2, right?
Yep.
2 on each side. Yeah. Yep. So, I think that this is exciting, man. I can't wait to see. To me, it's surprising that Buffalo is fighting for the wild card, not the Jets.
Yeah.
I feel like we saw. I kind of wanted to bring it up. Like we saw like the Jets play the way we thought they were going to play all season long against this Oakland team. We got 1 minute?
Yep.
Oh, wow. So we're not even going to get to Russell Wilson, 8 straight wins.
Yeah, shout out Russ.
He actually, this is a surprise to me. I want to say it real quick. He holds the record for, I think it was like also 8 consecutive seasons of 10 wins. But how is that not also Brady's record?
Because Brady didn't come in playing. Russell came in.
Brady played his rookie year. He won a Super Bowl. He only played a handful of games, but then
He didn't win a Super Bowl as a rookie.
yeah, he won a Super Bowl as a rookie. That was his rookie season. 2000, he got drafted.
When they got hurt.
No, he got drafted, won the Super Bowl, made the playoffs, lost the first week.
I'm talking
won
about
won a Super Bowl.
When
With the season
when
that
Bledsoe
broke his
got
leg.
hurt.
When Bledsoe got hurt, that was his rookie year.
That was Brady's rookie year.
Yeah.
So it's not the same because Brady didn't go win.
Yeah, he didn't start his
You know
rookie
what I'm saying?
season.
As a rookie. He
All right,
didn't go
they don't
inside.
like us going over, so we're going to have to cut it off. No top 10, no top 5 this week. I apologize. But we'll give them to you next week. We'll tell you how we did. And until next week, see you in the end zone. Have a good night.